Everyone, this is Edwin Anderson, one of your admins for the Baseball Card Contest Underground Keep It Real group. I wanted to take a couple minutes to do a quick video to explain the rules and how things work in this group. Hopefully it'll allow everyone to get the most out of the group and have a pleasant experience. First things first, we have several admins dedicated to supporting this group. You have myself, you have Chris Maness, and Chuck. Primarily, Chris and myself are involved in the day-to-day operations. We are here to help you out. If you have any problems, reach out to Chris or myself. We're also, actively monitoring as much as we can in the group as far as the different contests, how things work, making sure everything's adhering to the rules. So if you have any questions or problems, feel free to reach out to Chris or myself. Chuck is definitely there for background support. He's obviously the grandfather of the Keep It Real group, and he allows Chris and I to kind of maintain the daily operations. So, like I said, if you need something, reach out to any of us. We'll help you out. We'll do what we can to get things working for you, and we definitely appreciate you being a member of this group and actively participating. So, in regards to the rules, we have a general disclaimer here. A lot of this is driven by Facebook's terms and services. So in order to have a contest group, Facebook does require that all members be 18 years or older. There's also some limited liability there, obviously, for any of that stuff that may arise from the group. So bottom line, use common sense and definitely adhere to Facebook's rules when you're operating within this group. But if you have any questions over that, let us know. We'll do our best to explain that for you. Membership. So in order to be a member of this group, we welcome all Keep It Real group members, but you'll need admin approval in order to be added to the group. Any member can add somebody to the group or request somebody to be added to the group, but it requires admin approval for that person to get granted access to the group. Chris and I do our due diligence before we add anybody to the group. We want to make sure, one, that they're a member of the main Keep It Real group, that they're also in good standing. And what do we mean by that? They don't have any type of negative feedback. They have positive feedback. Everything's been smooth with them, and there's no known issues, with those individuals. So, if you ever see somebody in this group who's on, some type of negative feedback list, is a known scammer, anything along those lines, please bring it to Chris and my attention immediately so we can get on that. But, trust us, we do our due diligence here before we allowing members in, and we do our best to only allow members in that will, make this a pleasant experience for everyone. All right, the next one deals with blocking members. So we ask that you don't block each other on Facebook. This causes all kinds of issues for people hosting contests or your participation in contests. Everything needs to be open and visible to members of the group. If there is some type of issue that you're experiencing and you're kind of like, I don't want to see somebody's post anymore, for whatever reason, bring it to an admin. We'll do what we can to take care of this for you. Obviously, you can hide a post, you can hide somebody's comments, but you can see all kinds of issues that would arise from this. If you have somebody blocked, you're both claiming spots in a contest, one can't see each other, it can cause all kinds of problems. So at the end of the day, please don't block each other, and if there's a problem, just bring it to an admin. We'll do our best to work things out. As far as the contest here, we want to make it clear we're not hosting razzes. These are considered contests. So when you post a contest, we ask that you have a qualifying question. Basically this can be a simple question. It doesn't have to be anything extreme. We see a lot of easy stuff like what's 1 + 1 + 1, for instance. So that's an example. You can ask whatever you want. In order for somebody to claim a spot in your contest, they have to answer the question correctly. If the person fails to answer correctly, let them know, send them a message or post in there that they didn't answer correctly, give them a chance to, correct that mistake. But until they answer that question correctly, their spot is not actually claimed. So keep that in mind. And, if you post up a contest and it doesn't have a question, make sure you put a question in there. Somebody's probably going to let you know pretty quickly, but you can just edit your post and put it in there, or delete it and re-add it with the question, whichever way works best for you. All right, so the next one is a hot topic. Pricing. We leave pricing up to the members hosting and contest. This keeps things simple. If a host is overpricing their items, it's not going to fill. In order to come to some type of relative price, I know most people will look at eBay sold listings to see what things are selling for on eBay. They may look at online price guides such as Beckett, PSA's SMR, vintagecardprices.com. There's a lot of things out there that you can use to sample what kind of the going rates for prices are. But at the end of the day, we're not the price police. We're not going to tell you what you can and what you can't list your price for. Nor do we want other members kind of jumping in or ganging up on somebody for posting a price. So if it's a negative price, if it's a price that you don't agree with, don't post negative comments. Feel free to hide their post. You don't have to obviously claim a spot in theirs. You can just kind of move along. If you don't like what you see, just hide the post. It's simple. You won't see it again, and won't clog your feed. But we do have some rules around the prices. Obviously, anything that's priced over $100, we require members to show proof of ownership. In order to do this, we ask that when you're posting a picture of the card or whatever item you're selling that that you're hosting in the contest, that you include a piece of paper with your name and date on it. So that's considered coining. A lot of people call that coining. Please coin the card, whatever the case may be. But if it's over $100 in value, you need to have that piece of paper in the photo with the name, with your name and the date present on it. So anything that you're evaluating at over $200, we do ask for admin approval before you post that up. So reach out to Chris or I, give us a photo of it, let us know what you're doing, and we'll give you approval to post that up in the site. And obviously when you post it, please post it. You attain admin approval, so you don't have a bunch of people asking you, hey, did you get admin approval for this or not? It just cuts down on a lot of the back and forth communication. So anyways, bottom story, we're not pricing the police. Price your own stuff. Obviously you're not gonna fill up if you're overpricing your items. In regards to contest spot sizes, we do ask that there's a minimum of 10 spots. We don't want to see contests with 5 spots, 1 spot, 2 spots, whatever. So minimum of 10 spots, but no more than 25 spots. If you need more than 25, reach out to an admin. We'll approve it for you. That probably makes sense on some of the higher priced ones. You're probably going to reach out to us anyways because it may be over $200, whatever the case may be. So between 10 and 25, you can post up without requiring admin approval. Anything beyond 25, reach out to us to make sure everything's good to go. All right, so the next one's very important. Items must be in hand. So we require that you have ownership of all of the items that you're putting up for a contest. So this doesn't mean that you can contest off something for a friend that lives in another state. The item must be in your possession in order to do that. Likewise, we also put up a rule that basically says that any items that you're putting up for contest can't be up for sale or auction somewhere else. This includes eBay. I know many of the items that you may have put up on eBay, maybe there's no movement, you decide that you want to host a contest and unload it, take it down off of eBay first. It's one or the other. Same thing goes for different auction groups, ComC, various different groups out there on Facebook or forums. Make sure you take it down elsewhere before you put it up in our group. We do have members that check this on a regular basis. These types of things will come to light pretty easily. So take your time, make sure you pull it down from other locations before you host it up in our group. If you happen to see somebody doing this, report it to an admin immediately. We'll take a look at it, we'll try to get to the bottom of it, and we'll figure out what's going on there. But bottom line, you got to have possession of whatever you're putting up in our group. And then, put up the actual picture of the item. Don't go snagging stuff off of eBay just because it looks like what you're trying to unload. Make sure that it's a photo of your actual item that you possess, because this will just get you in all kinds of confusion with people in our group. All right, so shipping. So we do require that everything that you ship is either sent in a bubble mailer or a box, and you have to have tracking. So this means that we don't want to see people shipping things with plain white envelopes. If you don't use tracking, you're not going to be able to prove that you sent the item. So once the contest is over, the host has 48 hours to ship and provide tracking information to the new owner. This 48-hour rule is for a couple different reasons. It allows the host adequate time to go to the post office and get things shipped out. So the only exception to this would be if, for some reason the host and the new owner come to some type of mutually agreeable terms after the contest ends. We don't want hosts, going out there trying to pressure folks into taking PWEs. But if for some reason the contest winner says, "Hey, can you ship it specifically like this?" Obviously we can do that, but we want to see tracking information on those items. Otherwise, you can't prove it. So if it's a flat rate box, or if it's bubble mailer, whatever the case may be, that's up to you guys. But we definitely want to make sure that you're using tracking information. That way, you can prove that something got sent off. Also, we have many different members of this group from all over the place. From the U.S., from Canada. Different locations. So if you're limiting the type of shipping you're willing to perform, you need to put that in your contest terms. Most will say U.S. only, or Canada only, or U.S. only, add $3 for Canada. Whatever the case may be, make sure that you clearly put that out there, up front in your contest, because when it comes down to it and somebody wins your contest, shipping should be included in the ultimate price that you put everything up for. So you can't go back to that contest winner and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's going to be an extra $3, for shipping to you," or whatever the case may be. No, when they win that contest, they're not paying you any more money than what they've already paid you. So make sure that you specify that stuff up front so there's no confusion. All right, max contest. This is important. You're only allowed to have 3 active contests at any time. So if you have 3 of them already up and one's not filling and you want to put up another one, take one down before you put up the new one. If yours is full and the video's already been run, hey, great, the contest is over. You can put up another one, but you can only have 3 at any given time. So this doesn't mean we want to see people with 10 different contests going on at one time. That's not the way things work. Only 3 maximum at one time. All right, so this is kind of a continuation of before, but item ownership, COA. Any items priced above $100 must be coined. And like I said, this is a piece of paper with your name and date on it. So in regards to autographs, autographed items in our group, we require that all autographed items either come with or you have a COA included in the photo. Now, obviously, if it's a manufactured certified item, such as a card from Topps, Leaf, Panini, how they, it comes out that way, with a little disclaimer on the back of the card that, this autograph was witnessed in, front of somebody from Topps. That's fine. Manufactured, certified items is perfectly fine, but if you have an autographed baseball, you need to have a third-party COA with it. So that would be something like from JSA, PSA, DNA, Steiner, whatever the case may be. It needs to be a third party, so not one that you issued yourself. So this means no in-person autographs unless you have a COA with it. It may be a cool baseball or cool card, and you have pictures to show that you got your favorite player to sign that or autograph that. It needs to have a COA with it in order to be hosted in this group. So it can be a manufacturer certified item or a third-party item, but you have to have that COA. And post a picture of the COA, or at least indicate who the COA is. All right, so PayPal. All payments accepted and issued through this group should be done via PayPal. We don't do money orders. We don't do personal checks. We only accept PayPal through this group. And we only do it using friends and family. So this is very important. Don't request items via goods and services. We only do this via friends and family. If somebody is paying you in goods and services, then you need to refund them and report that to an admin with a screenshot. Also, when issuing a payment via friends and family, don't put any comments in there that identify something such as payment, spots, contest, tip, whatever the case may be, because this can lead to PayPal flagging that person's account and/or your account and holding on to your assets there. So it's best to leave the comments field blank, and everything should be safe. The other thing is, we want to make sure that members' accounts don't get flagged. So if you have somebody paying you like this, send us a screenshot with it. We're very serious about that, and we will remove members from this group for that. All right, so a couple things about participating in contests. Once you claim a spot, there's no backing out. So when a contest fails, all the participants have up to 8 hours to issue payment via PayPal from the point that the host posts their email address. So once everything fills up, the host will say, hey, here's my PayPal email address, and then everybody has 8 hours to pay up. If you're nearing the 8-hour limit and you're hosting something and somebody hasn't paid up yet, please make sure you tag them in the post. If you need to, send them a private message. They may have entered a bunch of contests and forgot about yours. So let's give them a chance. Let's communicate well. But if for some reason somebody still fails to pay, reach out to an admin. Let us know. We'll try to get a hold of them. And if we can't get a hold of them, then we'll allow you to reopen that spot and fill it with somebody else. But we definitely promote good communication. So when things fill up, try to tag them in the post. Try to send them a message. Everybody here is trying to do the right thing. So let's just keep our communication flowing. In regards to hosting contest, we do allow pick your own spot contest, which means that let's say you have 10 spots in a contest. A pick your own spot contest would be, if I wanted to get 2 spots in your contest, I could say I want spot number 8 and spot number 10. So that allows members to pick their specific spot in that particular contest. If your contest has not had any movement in 24 hours, you must reline it, relist it, or delete it. So if you're relining the contest, you need to make a post in the thread letting people know what you're doing who have claimed spots. That way they'll know that you're continuing this, but you're relining it, you're changing the terms as far as how much the spots cost, those types of items. So remember, this is 24 hours from the last time somebody claimed a spot in your contest. It's not 24 hours from the last time you bumped it. It's not 24 hours from the last comment in there. It's 24 hours from the last time that a contest participant claimed a spot. It's easy to check. There's a timestamp on every spot, every comment in a thread. You just highlight over it. 24 hours from there, you got to do something with your post. If not, if we happen to see it and it's been a significant amount of time, we're probably just going to go ahead and delete it to keep everything clean. Okay, so as far as recording, there's several different ways that you can do this. There's different software that you can use. There's some online services. There's a couple listed in the rules. Additionally, you can use your smartphone to do it. Though we do recommend that you use some type of tripod because if you're recording something, it's all blurry, people can't see what's going on, you're shaking, there's going to be problems. So if you don't have the ability to record it or use some type of screen capturing software, you can ask somebody else to do it for you. We have a video team that will help you out. They understand the rules, they've been doing this for a while, they'll run it pretty quickly for you. But if you're having somebody else run the videos, it is recommended that you tip them. We're not going to tell you what you need to tip them, but I'll tell you customarily, somewhere between $1 and $5, usually depending on the price of the item. It doesn't have to be tipped through PayPal. You can give them a free spot in a future contest. Heck, you can even ask them, hey, who's your favorite player, and mail them, and their address, and mail them a card that they like. I mean, it's up to you how you tip them, but we do recommend that you do it. Otherwise, people are probably not going to run your videos for you anymore because they are taking some time away from them to run it, to upload it to YouTube, to handle that. So, take a look at that. But Also, when we are doing the recordings, we do have, we ask all members that they need to have a running clock or do constant time checks from their computer time. We recommend using timeanddate.com. That's a trusted website. Or you can use your, your computer clock, but Time and Date makes it really easy for everybody to use. Okay, so as far as allowed items, things that are allowed to be hosted as far as contests in this group, we do allow all types of baseball related items such as cards, autographs, obviously with a COA, sealed boxes of baseball cards, cards that are limited print runs, serial number cards, graded or slab cards, relic cards, even baseball related memorabilia. When we say boxes, we don't mean box breaks, so keep that in mind. This is strictly a contest group, but really anything baseball related we do allow in the group. Also, we have a Sunday Fun Day. I'll get to that a little bit later, where we allow any type of sports memorabilia. All right, so as far as the cases and holders, many times you're just going to see a picture of an item that's hosted in the contest that's going to have some type of fancy case or holder. It could be a magnetic holder, could be a book. Whatever the case may be, it should not be expected that the high-end cases and holders are going to be included when they mail that stuff off. If you're unsure of it, ask the person hosting up front, hey, is that case or holder included? That way you'll know and you can jump in and get your spots. But usually host will swap those things out for different types of shipping items such as semi-rigid cases, top loaders, those types of things, because they protect the cards a lot better when shipping. They also cost a lot less to ship. So if you see something in a fancy holder, just don't automatically assume that you're going to get that when the item shipped to you. Many times it will, but a lot of times it won't also. So keep that in mind. But when you're bidding on items such as a slabbed card or encased card by a third party, such as PSA, Beckett, or some of the other manufacturers that do it, like Topps, like the Topps, different cards, or Leaf does those as well. We do expect those to ship in untampered cases. So unless they tell you up front, hey, look, the case has a broken seal already. That's perfectly fine as long as you disclose it up front. But if you're putting up a PSA 10 Greg Maddux rookie card, we don't expect that to come to somebody raw. So keep that in mind. Okay, so as far as bumping, you're allowed to bump a post or a contest every 2 hours to increase the exposure. So if there's no movement on it, you can go on your post and type bump. What does bump stand for? Well, it stands for bring up my post. But it's typically posting something in your contest to make sure that your contest bubbles up to the top of the feed for the group. So we ask that people don't sneak bumps by posting random comments in the thread. Also, this kind of goes with the whole watching thing. You don't need to put a W in a thread to watch something. All you have to do is click up on the right-hand corner of that post and turn on the notifications. That's the same thing as putting a W in there. By putting a W in there, you're kind of sneaking a bump for that person. Plus, you're keep moving their stuff up to the top, clogging up our feed. So, if you want to subscribe to something, just go up to the top right-hand corner of that post, turn on the notifications. Otherwise, if you're hosting a contest, feel free to bump it every 2 hours. Most people do it about 8 hours, but you are allowed every 2 hours within this group. We kind of touched upon this earlier, 24 hours of inactivity. If your contest does not fill within 24 hours of window time from the last point that somebody claimed a spot, you got to relist it. You can delete it, whatever the case may be. But prior to doing so, you should notify the members that have already claimed spots. Otherwise, people are going to say, oh, what happened to that card? Or, what happened to spots associated with this? So if there's, if you're going to be doing something with it, make a post in there and then do what you need to do with it. So, like I said, 24 hours from the last time that somebody claimed a spot. Okay. Sometimes some other groups that are similar to ours may use things called dice. We don't use dice multipliers in this group. We keep it simple. Every time we do a contest, the list is randomized 7 times. So we understand that a lot of people in other groups do things differently, but we don't do that in here. If dice are rolled by mistake, then if the list was randomized 7 or more times, then whoever the person was on the 7th attempt, obviously is the winner of the contest. If it was done 4 times based on whatever the dice was, then obviously we got to do that again. But no dice in this group, so we shouldn't have this problem. If something like that happens, reach out and inform an admin. Okay, so as far as the list randomizing, we only use random.org's list randomizer tool. So we don't use any other list. I mean, there are other ones out there, but we only use random.org's. So keep that in mind. All right, we also include some instructions on how to run a successful contest. I'll go through these really quickly. One, you post your item and your terms. So you're going to want to say, hey, these are what's included in my contest. Here's the photos. Here are the spot terms, such as I have 10 spots for $2 a piece. Shipping terms, could be something like U.S. only. And then you have a participant list. So if it's 10 spots you're allowed, then you put 1 through 10. As they fill up, you obviously put the names next to the appropriate numbers. And some will put hey, I need video help, or whatever the case may be. 2, when a spot fills, you update your list. So if you have 10 spots, somebody claims 2 spots, you put their name next to those 2 spots. When a contest is full, then you need to edit your contest and put full. That way people aren't wasting their time going through your contest trying to figure out or claiming spots that are already full. When your contest fills, you make a post in your contest that has your PayPal address for payments, and then what will happen is the contest participants will pay for their spots. Once all the spots are paid for, then you can run your video, or you can ask somebody to run that video for you. Usually what will happen is whoever's running the video, if it's you or somebody else, will type in something like setting up. This way let everybody know that, hey, look, I'm working on getting everything ready to go for launching this video. So what you do to run the video successfully is you start your video recording software, whatever you're using. You go to the contest thread and you type live. Basically at that point you do a time check showing the current time on your computer, or using timeanddate.com to show the running clock. It is recommended that you look at the timestamp on your comment. You hover over that so you can show everybody that it matches what your running clock is. But at that point you'll copy and paste the list into random.org's list randomizer tool, and you'll do another time check. So basically at every step along the way you're doing a time check. You should always either have a running clock or show whatever the current time is on your computer. But at that point you're safe to randomize the list. You'll do it 6 times. You'll do another time check, and then you'll randomize the list for the final and 7th time. Whoever is listed at the top of the list on the 7th time is declared the winner. If somebody accidentally does it 8 times, it doesn't matter. Who is ever on the list at the 7th time is the winner. So after the list is randomized 7 times, you figure out who won the contest. Obviously you need to check to make sure that you did it 7 times. It'll show you on the tool. It'll also show you how many people are in the list, but you go back into the contest thread and you type done, and then you show the current timestamp on the actual comment, and then obviously that should match the time on your clock. Once that's done, you save, you upload your video. We recommend doing it to YouTube. Makes it pretty easy. And then you paste a link to the video in the actual thread. Now it's very important. Don't announce the winners. Don't spoil it for anybody. As people watch your video, they will type seen, or watched it, or whatever they want to put in there to indicate they've seen it. But we don't want people spoiling it for people who haven't already watched it. So once the person that won your contest has typed seen, reach out to them, ask them for their shipping address. They'll probably be reaching out to you, likewise. So somebody's going to do it first. It doesn't matter, but we recommend that the contest host, obviously reach out to them when they have seen that the person saw their video. Also, you have, once that happens, you'll want to ship your item, provide the winner the shipping and tracking information. So that's kind of the last step there. along the way. So we have something called Sunday Fun Day. So we implemented this obviously starting on March 22nd. But Sunday Fun Day, we allow basically any and all type of trading cards and items to be, hosted as contests. Now, keep in mind that our autograph, with COA rule still stands in place, but we allow members to do the same stuff. You can still do baseball, but you can also do things like, football, hockey, basketball, your Magic cards, your Pokemon, your Garbage Pail, Batman, Mars Attacks. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want is kind of a free-for-all, Sunday Fun Day. Just make sure that you're adhering to all the other contest rules, and then also anything that has an autograph needs to have a third-party COA with it. So there's no exceptions here. The thing about it is that if you don't have any spots claimed by 11:51 p.m. on Sunday night, you got to pull down your contest. It didn't fill, Sunday Fun Day's over, pull it down. Otherwise, we're going to be deleting it as an admin. If your contest has spots in it, then we'll allow you to play that out. So, for instance, if you have 8 spots out of a 10-spot contest, and Sunday's over, then we'll still let you work that out. But if there's no further claim spots in 24 hours, just like any other contest, then you got to pull it down. We don't allow you to reline it, relist it. There's only one option there. Pull it down. You can wait till next Sunday, and you can try it again. Anyways, so that's how Sunday Fun Day works. The last thing is about feedback. We leave all of our group feedback in the main Keep It Real group. So, we don't need to make up posts about, hey, somebody was a great shipper. If you have feedback for somebody, go into the main group, leave it in the feedback group there. The other thing is, we also have been seeing a lot of posts recently about, hey, any interest in this, any interest in that. Post it up. If there's interest, it'll fill. You kind of clog up the feed there if you're posting up, hey, any interest in this Abreu rookie card, or, whatever the case may be. Just take the time that you're going to ask any interest, go ahead and post it up, and if there is interest, it'll go. If there's not, then you'll find out pretty quickly, and you can yank it down and move on to the next contest. So anyways, hopefully this was helpful to everybody. Once you've either watched the video on this or you've read through the rules, please go into this thread and comment that you agree. That lets us know that you've obviously you've understood the rules, and you've taken the time to take a look over everything to make sure that your time in this group is successful. But if you have any questions, let us know. We'll do our best to help you out, and I appreciate your time watching this video.